Hello. Welcome to the Tutors of Life podcast, where we research life so you don't have to. Episode 225, just like on a bench press. This is your host, Shaun Tutor.
And this is Sam. This is a Tutor episode where we try to teach you something new.
Love it.
I love it.
All right, what do you... all right.
Yeah, you got to start with your thing first.
Before we get going into today's topic, we got two things we got to discuss.
Two things?
Two things.
Oh, okay.
Number one, Vivek Ramaswamy on Andy Frisella's Real AF podcast.
Did that come out yesterday or today?
Came out yesterday, I believe.
Okay, cool.
That is a very good episode to listen to if you're wanting an option for potential president to vote for in 2024. Vivek Ramaswamy, he's been on Patrick Bet-David's podcast, PBD podcast as well. That's where I first heard about him. And then obviously he was at the debates. And then Andy Frisella just had him on.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. I'm very, very happy he was on with Andy because Andy doesn't sugarcoat shit.
And he's like a no bullshit kind of guy, too.
No bullshit.
He will fucking destroy you if he has to.
Absolutely. Ask the dude exactly how he feels about shit. He's just like, hey, dude, how you feel about this? And he tells him. And he's like, all right, I agree. There's only one thing they didn't disagree. There's one thing they didn't, like, fully agree on.
Okay, what's that?
Andy thinks there needs to be massive accountability to make a point about the issue that happened over 2020 and 2021. He believes there needs to be such an act that people know to never do such a thing to other people for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
And that would be through, like, heads on stakes, right? And Vivek thinks there needs to just be accountability to the law. So there's no special law for people with power. So, like, the people that are involved that actually were a part of killing millions of people, they need to be held accountable to the letter of the law, which would mean they would all spend life in prison or get the death penalty.
Yeah.
The only place they did, so they both agreed 100% there needs to be accountability. One of them just wants an example made out of them.
Yeah. I think it needs to be an example.
Yeah, I think it'd be good. But even then, like, where Vivek's coming from, I totally understand, because if all those people went to prison for life or got the death penalty, that right there is going to be like, holy shit, they aren't above the law anymore. I mean, that alone will be such a massive
I think
movement.
if you did an extreme one, like, I think it would stop a lot of, like, petty crimes, too.
I think if you do an extreme one, you just need to make shit more extreme through everything.
Yeah.
You know, like how it is in other.
Yeah. But, I mean, because then, yeah, people instantly would feel like, oh, shit, if they're doing that to those people, what am I going to get for just stealing a block of cheese? Like, yeah.
So that was the first one. Phenomenal. Go check it out. Vivek, two things he wants to do in his first term as a president.
Okay.
There's multiple things, but like, so there's three. He wants the vision to be America first. So getting, like, America first, pull out all the bullshit, America first.
That'd be good.
Okay, beautiful. Second thing is he's going to do a 75% layoff of executive branch of the federal government.
Thank God.
The president has the power. So all the executive branches of the government, he has the power to do layoffs. So he wants to do a 75% layoff.
Good.
And then the third big thing that was beautiful, 12% flat tax.
Genius.
No other tax. 12% flat tax, period. And he's like, fuck it, dude. You got me. You sold me. It's over. Yep.
Okay, what's your next thing?
Second thing. I finished, thank you to Sam, The Tattooist of Auschwitz. Top 5 best books I've read.
Dude, so good.
Do you agree with that?
Oh, 100%. Especially, like, fiction books. So it is based off a true story. But obviously, like, it's not fully true. But, yeah. I'm curious if we would have liked... No, I still think we would have liked it. I'm curious if we would have liked it so much if we hadn't gone to Auschwitz.
Right.
But I think we still would have.
It was just
so much easier to visualize it. And, like, we got to walk through one of the women's bunkers. So, it, like, what if we walked through Jita's bunker?
We've said this on the podcast before. When we went to Auschwitz, we said this. We podcasted this in our room at the Czech Republic.
Yeah.
We said everybody... It should be a requirement for everybody to visit Auschwitz and Birkenau.
Yeah.
And then to watch the documentaries associated with it. We cannot, and the reason that Lael from the book told his story was so that their experience would not die in vain, and that everybody would remember how they were treated, so it would never happen again. I think it's like a requirement for people to go to Auschwitz and Birkenau, walk through, watch the documentaries, and see how these people were treated, what they did, so we never end up in a situation like that again. However, I am sad to say I do not believe that's going to happen.
No,
I think we're going to end up back in that situation.
I mean, you got to think about it. They already talked about
they already built camps in Canada and the United States
for people that are unvaccinated. So
yep. They already built the camps.
Yep.
They exist.
Yep. So it's going to be so much easier for them to just.
I think Australia too.
I wouldn't be surprised. We already know Europe has them. LOL.
You also know Europe and Germany. North Germany. What's right above Germany?
Denmark.
I'm thinking of. I'd have to look. There's another place over there. It might be like Switzerland or.
It's not
Sweden.
North. I mean, those ones are north, but there's the water in between them.
Okay. Anyways, there's something else up there. I'd have to look. But anyways, they built camps for refugees from Afghanistan, Iraq, and all that.
Yeah.
To go up there, and they built camps for them to go live there. And yes, that's like refugee camps, but I got a feeling it probably wasn't the best. However, rapes and crime in those areas went up by over 100%.
Yeah.
So that's not good.
No.
That's not good. But then at the end of the book, and we also learned this when we were in Europe, the Russians coming in.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yes, the Russians liberated the camps. And they had it better than in the camps. There's no question about that. There's no question it wasn't better than when they were in the camps. But boy, under communism, it wasn't a whole lot sweeter.
Dude, no. They still got pretty shafted.
Fucked.
Yeah.
Because
they were still in, like, yeah, because they still were in camps.
Oh, they still, well, yeah, they had camps and shit.
Yeah.
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 And there was, like, certain things they couldn't do. A lot of people died of starvation.
Yep. A lot.
With communism. And, of course, during...
Nazis were fascists?
Fascists, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Fascists and communism. They're opposite sides of the scale.
Which is very interesting because they're both very heavy on government, right?
Fascism, I believe, is the farthest right you can go, and communism is the farthest left you can go.
Right, but I mean,
both,
like they're
both full government control.
Okay, yeah. Which is so weird because, like, when you go more right, where's libertarian in this on the scale? Because libertarians want less.
I don't even know if it's on the scale. I think it's a different fucking scale.
Yeah. Well, because, yeah, the right side doesn't want a whole lot of government control.
No, they both democracy and Republican want government control. When you get to the centers, where there's the least government control, but on each polar opposites is the most government control. It's just how much you're in each part. Whether you're in, it's just different types of government control.
Okay, interesting.
From my understanding.
Remember, one of the first things they did was take away your guns.
Dude, take away the guns, take away the media. There you go.
Yep. Cool.
All right, so that was that. I recommend highly 2 things to take away from this. 1, go watch the Real AF podcast with Vivek Ramaswamy, and then go and read The Tattooist of Auschwitz and start saving up to take a trip to
Krakow, Poland. And then while you're also there, you can go to a salt mine, which is very therapeutic.
Yeah, very nice.
Okay, what are we talking about today, Shaun?
You tell me. This is all you, babe. I came up with the topic. You came up with the research.
Yeah, and I'm usually the one that announces the topic, and you go
medical tourism.
There we go. I did the research today, guys, so we'll see how it goes. Okay. So, Shaun, what do you think medical tourism is?
Medical tourism, I believe, is traveling abroad or to a different country to get medical treatment done.
Correct. Sorry, I was trying to see if I could lock this bottom part, but I can't. We're going all over on my tablet today, right. So we'll see. So yeah, when you travel to another country for a particular medical procedure, did you say about money or anything?
Nope.
Okay. Usually people do it to find procedures that are cheaper or something that's not available in, really?
Go get it, babe. You're getting it.
Is not available in your current country. Obviously, that's not like a big thing in the U.S. You usually can get a lot of things, but you can get things cheaper elsewhere.
Yeah.
It used to be a lot of people from third world countries traveling to the West to get procedures done.
That makes sense.
It is now the West going to developing countries. Because things in the U.S. especially have gotten really expensive.
Mm-hmm. And the quality's gone down.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we all know they're paid for by Big Pharma, so.
Yep.
Common places for the U.S. For U.S. citizens to go. Do you have any guesses? I have like 20 places, so you got.
Common place for the U.S. to go.
Mm-hmm.
Ecuador.
Yes.
Singapore.
Mm-hmm.
Taiwan.
No.
Okay, South Korea.
No.
Fuck.
You're one of your favorite countries, Shaun.
Thailand.
Yes.
Bam. Czech Republic.
Not on this list, no. I think that's not like. I think some of the countries, it's just they're not like well known to the U.S. So I think that's why people don't go to. But
Mexico.
Mexico is a big one.
Yeah.
And then the other big one is Canada too for us. So all of them are Argentina, Brazil, Canada, Colombia, Costa Rica, Cuba, the Dominican Republic, Ecuador, Germany, India, Malaysia, Mexico, Nicaragua, Peru, Singapore, and Thailand.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah. So if you
a lot of South American.
A lot of South America. Malaysia and Thailand and Singapore are in the Asia ones.
Mm-hmm.
Germany was the only big European one. Which I thought was very interesting.
That's a random one.
Oh, and India is another Asian one, I guess.
But I guess we do have Germany's part of NATO, and we're part of NATO.
Mm-hmm.
Part of it.
There's some other countries though that are part of NATO, but I that's why I think it's just I'm curious if it's just like there is somewhere else I think I have it pulled up of why Germany's a big one, so we'll see. What common treatments do you think people are looking for?
Common treatments. Let's go with.
The one surprised me actually, but
cancer treatments.
That one, yeah, that one's very obvious.
Back surgery.
Various forms of surgery, so including bariatric, cosmetic, and non-cosmetic, so like orthopedic. One, we know someone who did this. You went to school with them.
Teeth.
Dental care.
Mm-hmm.
And then fertility treatments and organ and tissue transplants. Mm-hmm. Some people suggest just doing it when you're on vacation. So if you're on vacation in another country, you can get like just basic checkups for fairly cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of countries, there's no like wait for an MRI. So obviously you have to like plan that ahead of time. You can't just while you're there be like, oh, let's just go to the doctor.
Right.
You have to obviously send them like your medical records and stuff like that, but you can very easily plan that into your trip.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I kind of just picked 3 countries to kind of look at.
What are the 3?
Thailand, Germany, and Singapore.
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
Yep. I didn't really do any.
You should have done one South American.
I should have.
Wow.
Which I probably could look it up.
You should do Ecuador. I like Ecuador.
Really? Interesting.
Why not?
Oh.
The only reason I like Ecuador is because when I first heard about medical tourism, it was from a couple from Ecuador.
Oh no! I just closed the tab and I didn't mean to. How do I history? I don't know what tab I closed. We'll find out maybe. Okay, so we're gonna start with Thailand. I said.
Thailand.
I will say it was kind of hard to do research on this topic actually, because you can tell a lot of especially Americans are trying to scare people away from it. For obvious reasons, like they're just like, you don't know their medical standards, you could get an infection, like they're untrained, all this shit. And I was just like, this is you just trying to scare people.
Yeah, how about the United States and how like every motherfucker that goes in ends up like with a worse condition from being in the hospital.
Exactly. And there is I am going to kind of dig kind of deep into one website because there's things about it that intrigued me.
Okay.
So, yeah, my research was kind of hastily done just because you can just tell people are trying to convince people not to do it. Also, this has been going on for, like, ever. Like, at least, like, 2 decades people have been doing this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude.
Crazy.
Yeah. I would not be surprised if people have been doing this since, like, the 70s, probably, the 60s.
So this is 10 reasons to fly to Thailand for medical treatment.
All right.
Yeah. At a treatment while on vacation for just a fraction of the price. So that was that one. Yeah, they said, like, their outpatient visits are just super fast. You can get so much done in less time and less money.
Yeah.
You can have surgery in one of the world's best places to spend your recovery time.
Oh, dude. I don't think people think about that. Because that's what I thought about. I was like, dude, if there's a way to get Mimi, like if we were to take a private flight and say we didn't go crazy far and we went to like Mexico, right?
Yeah.
Took on a flight to Mexico. Dude, you get surgery and you go sit out on a balcony next to the ocean every day? Bro.
Yeah, I think one of the places I was looking at was, I think it was Poland. And one of their main things that people go there for is like rehabilitation because they have lots of like spas and places like that. So it's like really therapeutic for you to go.
India does too. Mm-hmm. India does too, for sure.
Yep. Short waiting times for even extensive surgeries in Thailand. So that was like the one where you can get an MRI the same day.
Here's the deal too, dude. We all know Asians are smart.
Physical examinations can be done on the same day as admittance into hospital, and surgery can be done in as little as 3 days, which I thought was crazy. The price. So in Thailand, it's about 30% cheaper than Europe, 70% cheaper than the U.S. And I think when we were looking at flights, the flights are like $1,000.
To go to Thailand is about $1,000 round trip.
So you gotta think, right? You just have to make sure it's under, or it's more than $2,000 cheaper for 2 people.
Mm-hmm. Which it will be. If you got to get a 50,000, no, back surgery is like 100 G's.
Yeah.
So if you're getting a back surgery for 100 G's,
yeah,
but you got to spend $2,000 on a flights.
Yeah.
Okay, but you just saved 70 G's.
Yeah, and some websites were talking about how I don't think the U.S. insurance companies probably do this, but they're saying you can talk to your insurance company and they might cover it if it's cheaper than it would be in the U.S.
That's possible. Otherwise you can get insurance, international insurance.
Yeah. Highly experienced doctors with international experience in Thailand, which I don't blame them. If I could be a doctor and I could go live in paradise, why the fuck wouldn't I?
Yeah.
Top Bangkok hospitals are like luxury hotels. Look at this picture of Yeah.
That's a fucking hospital?
Yeah, that's at a hospital. So they have like a little temple, obviously, because different religions and stuff. And like this beautiful pool in front of the hospital.
Damn.
Yeah. First class dentistry. A lot of places have like top notch dentistry, I guess.
Damn.
A lot of countries. Yeah, the insurance companies may cover it. Excellent spine and orthopedic treatment.
I'll be there for that.
Yeah. All surgeons and professors come from the Chulalongkorn Hospital, Thailand's most prestigious university. All spine surgery is done by a team including an orthopedist, a neurosurgeon, a cardiologist, an anesthesiologist, and a pain specialist. How great. Like, that's just so cool.
I guess I don't know what the U.S. does.
I don't either. But also they have advanced technology.
Yeah.
They're, like, one of the highest for technology.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Dude, they have a 4D mammography, which can detect cancerous tissue for far earlier than ever before. That's cool. So that's just a simple little thing of 10 reasons why I should go to Thailand. Where is this one for? Oh, this is just the pros and cons of medical tourism. I suppose I could go through some of the pros and cons, but we won't. Let's see here. Should we do Germany next?
Sure.
So let's see here. So Germany ranks second after Switzerland in the world's rating of healthcare costs in proportion to GDP.
Okay.
Thought that was kind of interesting.
Yep.
The country ranks 36 out of 46 destinations in the World Medical Tourism Index, which that's the website we're going to kind of dive deep into later on. And then it ranks 12th globally for services, facilities, and destination environment categories. Okay. So why do people go to Germany? Is because of their improved healthcare facilities, advanced results for treatment, and strict ethical standards. That's true. I mean, there is kind of like an ethics issue, I think, in a lot of places.
Sure.
They just have a lot of things. Healthcare costs about 50% cheaper than the United States.
Okay.
Their popular treatments are oncology, orthopedic and joint replacement, neurosurgery, fertility treatment, ophthalmology. I think that's throat. No, nose, ear, throat, maybe. Cardiac surgery, obesity treatment, and kidney ailments. They have more than 43 centers for oncology treatments. So
what's oncology?
That's cancer.
Ah.
Yeah. So the average recovery rate of cancer for male patients is 61%, and for female patients it is 66%, which is relatively very high compared to other countries. So basic cancer surgery. So in the U.S. it costs about $20,000. In Germany, $7,000.
It's all this year?
For breast cancer surgery. Sorry. Oh. So it's probably just removing your breasts.
Sure.
Yep. Bone marrow transplant. It's $120,000 in Germany, $400,000 in the U.S.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. Lung cancer treatment in the U.S. it's $30,000. In Germany it's $15,000. And then removal of a brain tumor, it's $50,000 in the U.S. and then $16,000 in Germany.
Wow. I didn't realize. Bone marrow. Holy fuck, eh?
Yeah. I mean, wow. That's not like an easy thing to get or...
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Man, I don't wish that on anyone. Fucking bone cancer. Could you imagine that?
Mm-hmm. And so you can get a medical treatment visa for Germany. And you can it lasts about 3 months. Wow. So obviously you can you have to apply for something if it's going to be longer than 3 months, but
okay.
Mm-hmm. Obviously this one has lots of what do you need to travel there. This website's pretty dope. It's kind of how I found some of the stuff. Yeah. So that's kind of Germany. This one includes this one tells you the best hospitals to choose from. So the University Hospital in Dusseldorf, Freiburg University Hospital, Park Clinic, Weissensee in Berlin. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What else we got?
So that's that one. I think I might have closed the Singapore one. Hold on. Just because Singapore is the coolest. So the one website that I did mention, the index, medical treatment index, that one ranked. It was Singapore is number 2, and it had their technology and whatever facility was like ranked number 1 out of the 46 countries that they looked at.
Okay.
For some reason, my internet's going really, really slow and has not been opening some of these things. So the best medical treatments to go to Singapore for are orthopedic surgery, heart surgery, neurology and neurosurgery, bariatric surgery, dental services, cosmetic surgery, pediatrics, aesthetic procedures, and oncology. So one of the things that they did a comparison for was a heart bypass surgery.
Okay.
In the U.S., it's around 200,000.
Okay.
Singapore, 50,000.
Okay.
Hip replacement surgery, about 45,000 in the U.S., 30,000 in Singapore.
Okay.
Knee replacement, 50,000 in the U.S. and is 17,000 in Singapore.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. But how you fucking making it? Like how? A bypass surgery, right?
Heart bypass, yeah.
Do you just like you schedule that out?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can schedule that.
I thought that's when you were like dying and they just do it.
Sometimes.
Sure.
But other times you can like plan them.
Wow.
Yeah. Singapore visa requirements are also like very easy. People from the U.S., you don't need a visa to be in Singapore. But they do suggest, I think you can get like a medical treatment visa because you can only stay there for 30 days. So if everything's going to be longer than 30 days, then you have to like apply for something.
Oh, okay.
Which is really, it's not that hard, not that big of a deal. So.
Well, dude, here's the thing. People, you got to think about this too. It's like grants.
Mm-hmm.
Is it worth your time to fill out? So if it takes 80 hours of your time, some headache to fill out the paperwork, get the visas, do all that shit, but in return you save 50 G's, is 80 hours of your time and some headache worth 50 grand?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So in healthcare, Singapore ranks 6th among all nations, and that was decided by the World Health Organization. Singapore was ranked 2nd for healthcare outcomes among 166 nations by the Economist Intelligence Unit. And then they're also ranked the 4th healthiest nation in the world.
Damn.
Yeah.
Singapore's the 4th healthiest?
4th healthiest.
Did they say what the 3rd is?
No.
Did they say what the 2nd is?
No, they don't tell me any of them.
Wow.
So yeah, they have high standards for healthcare there, advanced and high-end diagnostic equipment, and excellent healthcare systems and structure. Anything else you want to know about Singapore?
I like it.
I think let's see here. They're ranked really highly in joint treatments, obviously. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people probably go for a lot of orthopedic surgeries, like to different countries just in general.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you want to know about Ecuador?
Healthiest countries in the world. We have healthiest countries in the world: Japan, Switzerland, Australia, Singapore, Sweden, Spain, Iceland, Norway, Italy, Israel, Canada, France, U.S. I don't believe it. There's no way U.S. is like the 15th.
No, we're not up there.
There's no fucking way.
Okay. One of the great perks for foreign residents living in Ecuador is high-quality, low-cost health care. That's cool. In general, you can expect to pay 10% to 25% of what you would in the U.S. for major surgery. 10%. That would be insane. Many doctors are educated in the U.S., Europe, Argentina, Chile, and Cuba, and continue to train around the world. Oh, in many respects, the medical system is reminiscent of that in the U.S. from the 50s and 60s. House calls are still possible, and the average office visit is 30 to 45 minutes. That's kind of cool. Oh, the average income for a doctor there is $65,000 a year. I don't know, like, it says U.S. dollars, so I don't know if that's, I don't know. A visit to a general practitioner costs $20 to $35. When a specialist is $40 to $80.
That's crazy.
That's insane. For follow-up visits, there's usually no charge at all.
What?
Yeah. A biopsy, $125.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
In Ecuador?
Yep.
Damn.
Ecuador has invested hundreds of millions of dollars to upgrade its national Social Security healthcare system. And as of January of 2014, allowed foreign residents of any age to buy a buy-in option. Oh. Following a change in 2017, expats now must provide proof of income in order for the rate of their IES insurance to be set. Oh, that's cool. So let's see here. You pay a monthly fee equals to 17.6% of their income. Oh, a spouse and other family members may be added for an additional 3.41%. That's not bad. So for me and you, it'd be 20% of our income would go into this, their...
Social Security.
Yeah. Interesting.
Dude, it's down there.
Ecuador? Well, yeah,
Ecuador.
it's by the equator.
It's right on the equator.
Yeah,
that is beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Dental care in Ecuador costs 80 to 90% less than similar care in the United States. A cleaning is 30 to 45. Cavity repaired, fillings, 25 to 35. Dang, dude. Complete denture set, $900. And that includes office visits, fittings, lab work, and impressions. Wow. That is so freaking cool, dude. Sorry. Sorry, I'm kind of reading as I'm going. I wasn't prepared for Ecuador. Shaun kind of sprang it on me.
I just saw if you could drive there, and it doesn't look like it. But like it shows there's land all the way to there.
Yeah.
But like my phone isn't smart enough
to like physically do it.
It's like, yeah, we can't seem to find a way there.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Oh, well. So this person who wrote this article, they said, Ecuador is the fourth country I've lived in, the others being the UK, US, and Bolivia, and has offered by far the best access to excellent and affordable healthcare. That's kind of cool.
Huh.
Part of the immigration requirement when applying for Ecuadorian residency is that you provide proof of health insurance. Ooh. Interesting. But their monthly premium ranges from $50 to $150 because you have to obviously buy Ecuadorian private insurance because U.S. insurance doesn't cover it.
Oh, sure, that makes sense.
And that covers at least 75% of out-of-pocket costs.
Okay.
Oh, their deductible is $500. Oh my goodness,
That's dirt.
Yeah. So, is there anything? It doesn't really tell me what people go to specifically for Ecuador on this.
No, that's fine. No, that's good. Do you have anything else on these?
On any specific countries?
No, just like on travel at all. On medical tourism.
Yeah, I'm still going.
All right, let's go. Let's rip.
Why are you rushing me?
Oh.
I don't rush you.
You do sometimes.
Yeah, when you've been going on for 50 minutes on a giant rant. That's here. So pros and cons. Obviously, you can get them cheaper, right? Some places probably even actually better service.
Most places better service, and most places cheaper.
Most hospitals and clinics in other countries may offer bundled packages too, so they that can include travel, lodging costs, and obviously the treatment.
That's pretty cool.
Obviously you don't have the stresses of like being in your actual place, right? Like it's more of a vacation than a procedure when you do medical tourism.
Sure.
Some of the disadvantages they talk about is like you have to fly home at some point.
Right.
So think how uncomfortable that could be after you have a back surgery.
Bro, think how shitty that would be. Hopping on a 20-hour flight from Thailand after you just got a new motherfucking knee.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure, like, in those places, they'd probably, like, have you go through therapy for a while before you go. But still, like, even in early stages of therapy, that would suck. Yeah. So this is one website that talks about, like, undertrained staff, and, like, just the dangers of, like, you can get an infection. They have a high likelihood of getting hepatitis B and C and HIV, and I don't know. And I'm like, okay, well, you're obviously not picking top-notch hospitals if you are worried about
contracting fucking HIV.
Yeah.
What are they're using used needles in a hospital? Come on, shut
right,
up.
Exactly. So obviously do your research on the hospitals before you do any of this. And you have to, like, before getting any of this, you do have to talk to them and work with them remotely before you can just go there and do it. Because no hospital is going to let you just walk in and be like,
unless it's an actual emergency.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to look at this website called medicaltourism.com. Okay?
This is going to be retarded.
You're going to love this. So this is where that one website talked about the medical index of Germany.
Okay.
So on this website, they looked at 46 countries. And they've been doing this since, I think, 2013, they said was their first year. And they only had, like, 26 countries. And now they're at 46 countries.
Okay.
So it's really cool. Lays out different destinations that you can go to. They ranked them all based on their, let's see, what was it? It was, they ranked them on the environment, quality of technology, and how their medical tourism industry is in general. Mm-hmm. So number 1, Canada. Canada's number 1. Very, very slim, though. So their score was a 76.47. Singapore's was a 76.43. So they just barely beat out Singapore. And then you got Japan, Spain, United Kingdom, Dubai, Costa Rica, Israel, Abu Dhabi, and India for your top 10.
Okay. How's Canada number 1?
I don't know. I mean, I guess they do have, like, good health care, maybe?
I've heard they do. I've also heard, though, that a lot of people end up going to the U.S. for treatment because of, like, the wait times and stuff like that.
Weird. They don't have the U.S. on their list of 46 countries.
To go to?
No, like, when they rate them, they didn't rate the U.S. in here.
Probably because it didn't make the top 46.
They only researched 46 countries. But the U.S. is one of them because they talk about it on this website.
Interesting.
Very weird. Yeah, it's for sure not on here. Mexico is 42, by the way, which I thought was interesting.
Damn. They don't want you going to Mexico, I guess.
No. Poland, they said, was 29. But when I looked up Poland separately, I don't know.
I know that when I looked up lists of places to go, Canada was not number 1.
Yeah, no.
Canada wasn't even top 10.
Yeah, so this is why I think this website's a little sketch. It's really cool. You can click on the countries. They'll tell you about the country. Sometimes they include the global ranking. Sometimes they don't. And then they give you providers.
Okay.
So you click on the provider, right? Because you're just like, oh, I can just find the website very easily of what providers they have there. Shaun, did that give you any information?
No.
No. All of their providers on here don't give me anything. I can't. Oh, this one does.
Oh, there you go.
That's the first one I found. A lot of the providers on this website don't have any information on here. The other sketchy thing is you have to pay to be listed as a provider on here.
Wow, $1,500 US.
Yep. And so you get the MTA member logo, directory listing with ability for direct contact and leads. Well, they're obviously doing a shitty job at that, since that one we looked at, there was no website, nothing on there.
Wow.
Access to medical tourism updates, access to medical tourism webinars, financial models, and forecasting tools. Now, why would a place that is trying to offer medical treatments need financial models and forecasting tools?
Just for like how much they're gonna make from that website for the $1,500.
That's true. But I feel like they probably would already have that.
No, because they need that. That's what you get for the $1,500. They show you how much you're gonna make.
Like how many clicks you get from it?
Yeah.
I guess. And then obviously invitation to Medical Tourism Association events. So $1,500 a year you have to pay to even be on this website. To get the full, so they have like a, if my thing loads. So you have, the cool thing too is you can search treatments. And so you can click on here. So
and
like
it gives you like the best place to go.
Yeah, or like which places offer it. So that is kind of nice. But I don't think, because some of the countries when I clicked on them didn't state what procedures they offer.
Right.
So I don't know if any of those countries that don't have it listed on there are even listed on any of these.
Sure.
It's really funny because there's like, they also did a terrible job of this directory. Because there's aging and then there's anti-aging. Why do you need two separate categories for that? It's the same thing.
Well, aging is for when you're getting older, and anti-aging is to stop the aging.
Yeah, but I think that's what they mean about aging. But then there's also like this one. It's they're the same thing. So I think the website's kind of poorly made too, which kind of sketches me out. But so I think the website's very incomplete, and it's just weird. The two people that are doing the research also kind of sketch me out. I don't know if I can find her again. One of them's a woman from the U.S. The other is like a renowned professor, I guess, and works at like 10 different fucking universities teaching marketing or something. So, but he's lived in a whole bunch of countries and worked in all these countries, so that is why he's part of this.
Sure.
Very interesting.
Seems like a good way to make some money.
The other thing. So here is like, it shows you the 2020, 2021 MTI overview. And it's supposed to show me it. Anyways, to get the full breakdown of their research, $2,500.
For that you have to pay?
That we have to pay to get their full research and everything.
Wait, not the medical provider?
Nope, for us. To get their full breakdown of all of this, you have to pay $2,500.
Who's paying that? Just go Google some shit.
100%. So the reports, their first one was 2014 to 15, and then 16 to 17, and then 20 to 21. This is also why I don't like this site. It says, the 2020-2021 Medical Tourism Index comes at a time where the industry and the entire world has been changed forever by COVID-19. The 2020-21 MIT addresses this very question. It didn't change the whole world, so.
Sounds super stupid.
Chill. But yeah, so it gives you destination profiles, MTI rankings, data comparison. So I don't know, maybe the website's incomplete because they want you to pay the $2,500 to get all of it, or what?
Huh. Seems like a good way to scam some people out of some money.
Yep. So that is like one of the dark sides of medical tourism is, I think it's very easy to get scammed out of money.
Oh, for sure it is.
And obviously there is like the risk of like infections and.
You get that anywhere though.
Right. And as long as you're doing like heavy research on these places and like contacting them. I was watching a video about a guy who said like one issue that people were having is they would communicate with the doctor virtually, and then when they would get there, they would have a different doctor completely, and they're just like, well, this isn't the doctor that I made the rapport with, so like
that's sketchy.
Yep. So that's one issue people said they were having. I guess one thing like people recommend the most is like honestly like find someone that, like, someone that's, like, done it and used it.
Right.
I don't know how many people we know that are going to be doing medical tourism, but I'm sure there are, like, probably sites and, like, actual forums and stuff of people giving, like, their real experiences.
Guaranteed. Anything like that where you can save or make tens of thousands of dollars, there's forums involved. And you find people in those forums. It's like the Bigger Pockets podcast. You find people in the forums, you talk to them, you build a rapport, you meet them, whatever.
Yeah.
And they can give you advice. Because people tend to want the best for other people.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a very interesting to look up and, like, look into, especially, like, if you're interested in going to a country, why not give it a shot? Like, right. Shaun and I do want to go to Singapore, so it's kind of like, why wouldn't we just do a general health check while we're there? Because why not? You probably won't.
Yeah, I ain't fucking doing that.
It is something you can consider. I would say, like, if you want a second opinion from someone in a different country, that might be a good idea, like, especially if it's a cancer diagnosis.
A lot of diagnosis.
Yeah.
A lot of diagnosis. People think that, like, whatever, it's like fucking back issues, shoulder issues, neck issues, and stem cells. So many people think they have some back issues and they need to get back surgery or some shit like that, and you can just go to Mexico and get stem cells. Come on now.
Yeah.
You know, and so. Yeah,
people in the U.S. are very against stem cell research, which I don't understand.
Yeah, 'cause it works.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I mean, the U.S. is against things that don't make them as much money.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, all that shit, dude, you got to be so careful listening to what they're telling you. And you got to get second opinions. And if that means getting out of the country and getting a second opinion, that might be the good case.
What is the U.S.'s survival rate for cancer? Can you look that up for me? Because I'm very curious, since it said, like, in Germany, it was 61% for men and 66% for female. And they said that was pretty, like, very high. So I'm just, like, curious, like, what is that compared to what the U.S. has for survival rates? Mimi's making funny noises.
Combined improved from 58% to 85%. Okay, so it says 85% during 2012 through 2018 in children, and 68% to 86% in adolescents. Come on. Okay.
As you said, they can't be very accurate.
Here we go. Risk of dying from cancer continues to drop at an accelerated pace. The cancer death rate for men and women fall. No, they're not telling me direct numbers. They're telling me how much it's dropped from 1990.
Oh, that's dumb. Okay. Well, anyways, it'd be something interesting to look up. We don't have to do it right now. But, so yeah, doing some comparisons like that, like if you can find a place that you're more likely to have a successful surgery than your own place. I know the U.S. is a big country too, so I know that people do travel to different parts of the U.S. to get different treatments from different specialty doctors or anything. So it's not I feel like it's not a whole lot different in that aspect. The fact of traveling to go to a specialist doctor more.
Right.
But the cut in price is kind of a big bonus when you get out of here.
Right.
So, yeah, that's what I got.
Cool. Well, good work, babes.
Thank you.
Hopefully you guys learned something.
Listen to the Real AF podcast.
Listen to the Real AF podcast with the background with Sani. And read
The Tattooist of Auschwitz.
And if you guys need some medical shit, maybe consider doing it not here.
Yeah. Why not? There was some country that was like really popular with C-sections.
Weird.
Yeah. Singapore has an amazing prenatal unit.
Sure.
Yeah. That's one of the things a website told me was that they...
Problem is then you're having your child born in a different country.
Then they're dual citizen.
That's real life?
Yeah.
Really? They don't have to be born here?
No. If your parents are both United States citizens, you don't have to be.
You fucking kidding me?
No.
Why doesn't everyone have their kids out of this country then?
They don't let you fly once you're like around 8-9 months pregnant.
Ah.
Yeah. I went to college actually, university with a girl who was born in Belgium. And her and all of her siblings were all born in Belgium because her mom is Belgium. And she wanted to make sure that they were born there instead of here because you have to obviously pay to be a citizen of both. But she just wanted that opportunity. So, yeah, all of them just naturally, you become a U.S., or you are a U.S. citizen because your parents are.
That's sick.
But then they can also keep their Belgium citizenship if they want.
That's super cool.
I know they had it until... You have it until you're 18, and then you have to decide if you want to keep it or not. But, like, some countries, you can't keep both. So, like, Germany's one of those countries that you can't keep both citizenships. I'm sure there are other ones. Germany was the only one that I've ever looked at for that. But that's really cute. So, yeah, I do think it's, like... I think it'd be an interesting thing to do that, to have your kid born in a different country.
Oh, yeah.
But it would have to be a very planned thing, and you'd have to have a job that you can work remotely for 6 months.
That'd be a difficult one. That'd be, yeah. Do a rain check on that. All right, gang, thanks for tuning in, and have a great Labor Day.
Yeah, have a great weekend. Well, the weekend's going to be over by the time you listen to this.
Yeah.
Have a great extra day off.
Which is Labor Day.
Yeah. Okay, see ya.
Okay, bye.